What's up, everybody? This is Dark Macek with Brutally Delicious, coming at you with a review of Enforcer's brand new album, Nostalgia. So, I knew the name Enforcer, and I think I've seen them live before. I've been to over 200 shows. It's hard to keep track of who I have and haven't seen. I knew they were vaguely in the speed metal / throwback genre, but I was not expecting this. So when I think of like throwback bands, it's often stuff with kind of modern production playing an older style of music. Think like in the late 2000s, there was a thrash revival with Evil and Warbringer and Havoc. But you would never have heard an Evil album and have asked yourself, was this recorded in 88? Whereas this album, if you played it for me blind, or deaf maybe, I actually could have bought this as a relic from the 80s. The production is that old school. The guitars are very mid-rangey. The vocals sound like they were recorded for like To Hell with the Devil or something. Very impressive, and I loved every second of it. Getting into some songs now. The opening track has some really strong metal health vibes. That was probably intentional. The opening vibe, and also there were some little whammy dives that remind you of that part right before the first chorus in Metal Health, like wow, 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 wow. It's great nostalgia trip. The vocals are immediately outstanding. This is like power metal worthy, except they don't sound like a power metal band. Moving on, the song Heartbeats. This sounds like it could have been a Vinnie Vincent Invasion track. That kind of spandex and Aquanet feel. The solo on this one is great. The song Kiss of Death. Here's another great solo, very George Lynch style. They really don't do these like they used to. Sometimes I ask myself whether the relatively high tempos of modern metal precludes catchy guitar solos because they need to play so fast just to keep up. The first wave of thrash bands had some cool solos, and like obviously Megadeth has tons, but I do kind of feel like the era of the awesome singable solo died after the hair metal movement. The title track, Nostalgia. These vocals are amazing. I love the songwriting here. It's good and subtle, and it builds up to a good climax. White Lights in the USA. This song had an amazing key change and another amazing solo. But that key change, I'm thinking of a band called The Reckless Love. They were a hair metal throwback band from, I think they're still going. They're from Finland, and their first album has a song called Beautiful Bomb, which has probably my favorite key change in all of music. Like, better than My Heart Will Go On. And this reminded me of that. It was that good. Last for now, Keep the Flame Alive. This one's different, and it's danceable. It sounds like the part of the 80s that most dudes with long hair don't think of. We're thinking of like Rat and Motley Crue and Metallica. We're not thinking of I Want to Dance with Somebody by Whitney Houston. It's ironic. The one that sounds least like a hair metal song is probably the one that's saying keep playing hair metal. So this album was awesome. I can't wait to listen to it again tomorrow. I'm definitely listening to the song Nostalgia on my subway ride to work. In a way, I hope I get flamed on this review saying that the previous albums were better, because then I get to listen to those and be even more surprised. Rock on, dudes.